we'll start with this landscape that I took in Puerto Rico. On the very right, we have our masks, and we can create new masks here. We have a brush, which is where we can basically just paint all over anywhere we want on our image. A linear gradient, which is more creating a straight line from one place or the next. For example, there. And then a radial gradient is a circle, a radial. And you can always invert these as well. So let's start with just the brush tool right now. And we can change the size over to the right where it says size, or we can use the brackets on a keyboard which are to the right of the letter P. That also helps. The feathering will emphasize if, for example, you have a harsh circle or a soft circle. As you can see, the two difference between no feathering over here and feathering over here. So we will start off, let's make a new brush. I'm going to start off with a smaller brush and maybe make the feathering a little bit less. And we're going to be painting just some buildings. And the whole purpose of dodging and burning is to help guide our audience's eyes to how and where we want them to view our composition. So that can mean using the lighter parts to help their eyes follow the photo in a certain way or a certain composition, and then darker parts of the photo, which is the burning, that is going to be where people's eyes are guided to not look at. So for example, I'm going to raise my exposure just a little bit, and we have some more light on these buildings over here, and that's looking pretty nice to me. We can even add a little more contrast. So all of these adjustments to the right, they are adjusting specifically where I brushed and nowhere else in the photograph. Let's say, for example, I like my mask, but I'm not actually happy with where I applied the mask over here because I think there's too much attention being drawn to the white over here. What we can do is hold Option, and that makes the eraser tool. So we can actually erase our mask. So normally I have you guys do the sky, we create a new mask, and typically I'll have you do the linear gradient, which you pull this down and you're only affecting the straight line in the sky. This area is your feathering, and then we can just lower the exposure here, or even better yet, lower the highlights. And it makes for a pretty dramatic image, which I think looks awesome. Another way to go about that, I'm going to delete our sky linear gradient, and let's try out the new AI feature. To create new mask, select sky. These are new updates to Lightroom, and it basically uses AI to help calculate where exactly the sky is, and we can create a perfect mask from AI, or allegedly perfect mask. Let's go back to our mask again by clicking it over here, and let's bring up the highlights again, help guide our viewers' eyes a little bit more, and a great balance between highlights and shadows helps to create for a pretty dramatic and awesome looking landscape. And pretty much that's it for Lightroom dodging and burning.